We're going to read nice and loud together from chapter 4, the book of Nehemiah, and we're reading verse 1. For blot out their sins from your sight, for they have thrown insults in the face of their builders. The Bible says in verse 6, so we rebuilt the wall until...
I've been joined by Pastor Becky here at the Dominion Church International. Pastor, what a pleasure to meet you and also to have you on 76 Media. And thank you so much for the wonderful work that God is using Dominion Church to sort of pastor and reach out to the community. You are serving so many people, many newcomers that have found refuge in this church. Mm-hmm. But thank you so much, and maybe first introduce yourself to our audience out there.
Well, I'm Pastor Becky Tay, and I am an associate pastor here at Dominion Church International, humbly serving as a servant leader under Pastor Eddie Jumba. And yes, we're in the work together. We are standing together in this work. Of course, it's not one man. We are all in it together. Yes.
Thank you so much, Pastor. I just want to, today has been such a great day at Dominion Church, and there's been such a rare visitor that Dominion Church has received today. Would you want to speak more about that?
Well, I can tell you one of the best things about this visit today, which would be Mr. Honorable Kyagulanyi, who happened to visit us today, would be the fact that he wanted to come in fellowship. And that's the idea behind this, that a man wants to come and spend time in the presence of the Lord with his wife. And we honor that because we're a church. We're a church and we're open to hearts like that. We understand all the work he's doing, the amazing work and everything that he is standing for. But when a man says, I want to come in fellowship, our hands are open. For sure. Our hearts are open. And we couldn't ask for anything much better than that.
How do you think the congregation has received the message today?
Would that be the message from Pastor Eddie or a message from
Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, but also generally maybe to just sum it up into today's sermon?
Okay.
And maybe just to sort of paraphrase my question, because even him as Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu has alluded to the fact and also called on the church to pray for him. Yeah, maybe that's something that is not even new to Dominion Church, because they understand that you follow events, and maybe that came from very, very far. How did you receive that? And maybe, if you can.
Yes. First of all, I think one of the most humbling things is for a man who is in that stature asking for prayer. How many men do you find, standing in a political position like him, humbling themselves and saying, you know what, pray for me. I have this challenge, like he talked about anger. I think that brings us to humility.
For sure.
If you talk about the church, how did the church perceive it? It shows us humility. It shows us that he's human like us. He's not somebody whom we have to look at far off. He wants to be able to be one, to be able to bring in others. And so with that being said, I believe the church received him as a person who is loving, who is accepting, a person who can relatable to one another, relatable to...
Yes. So lastly, it's about the situation, especially the housing situation, the refugee crisis, and thank you, like I said, for giving shelter, for opening the doors of the church to serve humanity. So I just want maybe to your final thoughts and maybe message, especially to the newcomers that are those that have gone through here, those that are, others that have not even found, because I understand, Dominion Church has actually grown up the church's budget to sort of extend that sort of support. Maybe as we wind up, a message to our brothers and sisters in that sort of situation, who are actually many.
A word of encouragement available. As you can see, you can witness that by the numbers of people you see out there and what you see here today. However, I want to say the journey did not start only here. This has been a journey that Dominion Church has been doing, working, creating for all these years. And then as time went on, then of course you know the story. A brother in the community reaches out to Pastor Eddie and tells him, are people sleeping on the streets? And that's not right. And of course Pastor Eddie came, got in contact with the church members here, and we started taking people into homes, and people were taking people into their homes. But of course the situation became much more than Dominion Church could handle. And now you see what you see here. However, Dominion Church, like Pastor Eddie said it today, that he will not rest. That is something that God has put on his heart as a burden, a good burden, to make sure that there's no person of my color sleeping out there in any form or any way. And that's what we're standing for. And so as a brother, sister, whatever you are, whether you're still on your journey to come here or you're here, be strong. This is it. This is what community is about, being one. If we are one, we can get through it. And this is the time. The message was preached today, and it was so on time. Do not miss what? He kept on echoing, do not miss your season, do not miss your time. This is the time for it. Let us stand together and work together.
Thank you so much, Pastor Becky. What an honor.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we close up by really extending all our sincere appreciation for continuing to sort of follow us. Please keep subscribing to 76 Media Toronto. I've been your host, Ali Kaviri.